Why am I such a curiosity seeker? Let's see what we're dealing with. I think we got a 95.6% chance. Nothing is on fire. We're this close to packing our bags and road tripping to Vegas. I just need to be more of a man. Now it's starting to rain hard. First start in 30 years-ish. I think we'll be able to make it work. I mean, well, what you have done on the farm in 1948. Come on, old blue! Let's throw more gas in. Yeah! Let's do it. Ah! Come on! It's another day here at Freeman's Garage, and we are up at the North Dakota location near the Canadian border. And this is a 1948 Chevrolet 1.5 ton North Dakota farm truck owned by the same family since brand new. It hasn't ran in about 30 years, and we're gonna see if we can get this straight six running today, hopefully before it rains. Look like it's gonna pour on us. And the tag on the plate says 1995. That was a long time ago. Cleveland was in office. No, wrong century. Clinton, Bill Clinton. I'm gonna go get my tools. Let's take a lap around the truck. I'll give you a top flight tour. Once we go around, we'll hop in the cab. We'll see what kind of a disaster is in there. I moved the truck to where it's sitting, so I have seen inside the cab. I haven't looked closely, but I gotten a peek in there, and let's just say it's full of poo. And then we will open the hood and find out what our chances are of getting this big old straight six running today. And when we get to it, I'll give you the specs and the details on the engine size and whatnot. Now this blue paint, this is not the original paint. The family farm that bought this truck brand new, at some point they had sprayed everything on their farm this blue color. And here at Freeman's Garage, we have a 1965 Chevy C10 half-ton pickup that's going to be a future project here on Freeman's Garage. But that truck has the same blue sprayed on it. Now, this body style, this is the Advanced Design series of Chevy trucks. This is 47 to 55. And this was the first major redesign after World War II. And these trucks were supposed to be stronger, they're supposed to be tougher, sleeker, better looking, better all around than the AK series with the classic waterfall grille. The Advanced Design series took over from the AK series, and after the Advanced Design series ended, the Task Force series took over. And that was a completely different body style. And the Advanced Design trucks, this was actually the inspiration for the Chevy SSR. When you're on a back road and you look over into a farmyard and you see an Advanced Design Chevrolet truck, which are very easy to spot because of the distinct body design, you'll know at a quick glance if the truck is a 47 through 50 or a 51 through 55, because in 51 they added the wing windows on the doors. The wing windows, the vent windows, the corner windows, the smoker's windows, whatever you want to call them, unless unless somebody had changed the door. That'll throw you off. And in this case, we've got the rare deluxe vent window option. And speaking of windows, one of my favorite features about this truck is the split windshield. And also the, well, I don't know if anyone's coined the phrase before me, but I've coined the phrase farm tech. This farm tech hood latch. You know what this is called? This is called, we gotta get these sugar beets to the beet pile. Stab a screwdriver through there, throw a bungee cord in it, just whatever you gotta do to keep this hood from flying up. It's not a beauty contest. And this truck had a huge, used to have a huge box on the back of it, which is why there's this mirror that comes out like this. Well, we're a little floppy right now, but this mirror hangs out like this, so that way the driver, he can watch the sugar beets fall off the top of the overloaded truck and hit the cars behind him. It's too bad the spotlight is missing. Boy, could we ever have some fun with that. Our truck here, being a 1.5 ton, makes it a medium duty truck, but it shares the same basic design as the light duty 1/2 ton through 1 ton pickup trucks, which, by the way, the advanced design pickup trucks from Chevrolet, #1 in sales the entire run, 47 through 55, #1 in sales. Now the cab's the same when you compare a light duty and a medium duty, but on our medium duty we got these large wheel openings on our fenders, taller bodywork to accompany the larger tire and wheel packages. You would never be able to get these tires and wheels on the pickup trucks. And there's our extra windows, our 4th and 5th window, when making it a 5-window cab. Makes it real easy on the driver's side to look down in this region when you are doing various jobs and duties with your big old medium duty 1.5 ton truck. Dually rear axle, side mount fuel tank. This 5th wheel plate did not come on this truck. It's not part of it. I torched this off of a semi-tractor. We're gonna have to ditch that before we try driving this truck on the road, because if that falls off on the road, we're never gonna be able to pick it up. We're gonna have to, it's gonna have to lay in the middle of the road until we come out with a piece of equipment to get that. Well, I guess we could just drag it. We could just drag it. We could drag it home. Here's the hoist. This is hydraulic, and it's run off a PTO, which is run off the transmission, and there's gonna be an oil tank somewhere for the hyd fluid, the hydraulic fluid. Here's a couple of our hoses, which most likely we're gonna have to build hoses and press on fit. We're gonna have to have hoses built. That's what I'm saying, and it ain't gonna be cheap if we decide to keep the hoist. It depends. The hoist is here to lift the big huge grain box that used to be on this truck for getting crops out of the field. Now we could do a tilt bed, we could do some kind of dump bed, or I don't know. We're gonna have to figure it out. Right now we're more concerned with just finding out if we actually have an engine that runs. Monster leaf packs back here. Ginormous, massive rear axle. That is just huge. And what's neat is it's got a removable cover on this side, and then it's got a removable third member on this side over here. So if you wanted to disassemble this and really clean it up thoroughly, you could. Again, another plate with a North Dakota plate with a 1995, December 95 sticker on it. And these are old. All these square bolts, square nuts. Yeah, that stuff's old. This is a big truck. This ain't no little pickup truck, that's for sure. Alright. I have never looked through here thoroughly at all. All I've seen is just reaching in for the steering wheel. I have sat on the seat though and steered while somebody pulled the truck with the mosquito. What I'm trying to say is, I don't know what's in here. The thrill of digging through an old vehicle like this for the first time, it's exciting. This is what I live for. But at the same time, when I see the amount of fecal matter in vehicles like this, I start to wonder, why am I such a curiosity seeker? But I know it's going to be worth it. It's going to be good. So sometimes you just gotta button up and follow through with the task at hand, because if we're successful, eventually we're going to be looking through a split windshield of a 47 to 55 Advanced Design Series Chevrolet truck going down a gravel road, and it's going to be worth it. Boy, did the mice ever get to this one. They chewed all this up on the armrest. I think that just fell apart on its own. Oh, they just destroyed the knob for the spotlight. That is just a pure shame. Darn. You can see through the floor there. That's to be expected. Oh! Safety! Actually, a fire extinguisher in here. What's this? Brake fluid. A metal can of brake fluid. So you know that's been around for a while. This must be a plastic can of brake fluid. You know, they must have been having to put brake fluid in this thing in the field from this decade through this decade. Yeah, probably never stopped. Oh. Is there a year on this? Oh, hold on here. Still good. 1983. No hole. That's good. We'll have to decode that at some point. It's probably a Janesville, Wisconsin truck. Behind the seat looks like probably more brake fluid. We're probably going to need this. Free horse bucket. That's a good score. Oh, these containers, we could carry radiator water in them for when we're climbing Pikes Peak with the full load. We might need them when we get a little hot. This could, oops, put my finger right through that. This is probably the factory seat cover right here, and burlap. Saddle blanket cover put on top at some point. I'm assuming that underneath this it's, oh yeah, it's totally wasted. Totally, dude. Yeah, that's gone. Holy cow, there's a battery in here. Hey, this door is really nice. Those are good hinges. Hinges are in perfect condition. Door card's good. Yeah, there's a battery in here. In these trucks, the batteries mount down here on the floor. Oh, there's a sticker on it with the year. 06. January 06. Somebody must have been trying to... Somebody probably tried to get this started or did get it started at some point. Huh, that's a mystery. That we will never know. Ooh, a mirror. Oh, it's broken. That must be the mirror. That must have been right. That was probably right here at some point. Oh, there's a bunch more mystery items back here. Whenever we get around to doing a thorough cleaning in this truck, I bet we're gonna find a lot of stuff. There's the battery tray down there on the floor. Cables don't look, well, on this end anyways, they don't look that bad. They could be really bad underneath the insulation, but that we'll find out. What's this doing? Okay. Piece of wood. Anything in here? Oh, just mouse poop. Glove box. You know. Oh, that's for the turn signals on the column. Or for the cover for the switch. Yeah, I think we'll worry about getting the truck running. And then yeah, we'll deal with that at some other point. Uh-oh. Master Pro ignition coil. Does this box have a date on it? Okay, well that's not... That don't look very old. Wonder what was going on. Was somebody... Well, that's never been used. Never been hooked up before. To the 6-volt coil. Looks like one. We'll have to run that part number. We might need that. You never know. What else we got in here? Well, let's look up at the... Ooh, a key! Wow, I didn't notice that before. Now that is the kind of stuff that I go nuts for. There's little clips you can hang your notes. Let's take a look at this key. I gotta look at this. Wow, that is neat. Does that say anything on it? It says something on it. Can't read it though. USA, I can see that. Yeah, it probably says... I think that says Curtis. Is this a house key? Or maybe it's a shop key. It's not the key for this truck. I just looked up and there's keys in here. I never noticed that either. In the times I moved this truck. I'm trying to hook this back up so we don't lose it. I want to put it right back. See, even if we did a full restoration on this truck, I would put that back. Right there. But yeah, we got keys. Or a key. Oh, and that's an original. Whoops. Uh-oh. That's an original General Motors key. General Motors. And it's a Briggs key. No way. Briggs and Stratton. There was some deal where they were making keys for GM. Something going on. I've never quite been able to figure that out, exactly what their relationship was. But that is really cool. Nice gauges, by the way. Oh, oh, probably gonna break that. Nothing hiding up there. Nothing left of the headliner. Anything else that we're missing? Oh, we got tools. We got tools. There we go. A brand new wire brush. Brand new 60-year-old wire brush. Probably use that for something. Ooh, we got screwdrivers. One of them looks like a Stanley made in USA, not before it went overseas. We're over on the driver's side now so we can reach these. Wouldn't you like to take a picture of that and frame it? A ratchet. Yes. Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Oh, we got our money back. Challenger, made in USA. Fleet, made in USA. This could use a little WD-40. It'd be good as new. Stanley, USA. I can't read the maker's mark, but I can see it says USA. Cool. These tools might have to get cleaned up and stay in this truck. Well, cool. There's still more to dig through. I'm sure more stuff to find and more details and specs about gear ratios and spring rates and whatnot on this rig. And shards of glass are falling out of the door. Imagine rolling around in this stuff in an accident. Let's pop the hood and get this party started. Enough dilly-dally. The door was supposed to slam shut, but instead I just looked like a weakling. Do you remember that time we got this bungee cord off here on Freeman's garage, but the weather was so bad we didn't even get the hood open? But now, being it's summer, the world is ours. All right, let's see what we're dealing with. Perfect, just what we wanted to see. Let's get up on our step. I love these bumpers because of the spot you can stand. And first note, green. This truck must have been green from the factory. We got a carburetor that has been covered. Can't wait to find out what that horn sounds like. We got exhaust in place. The oil fill cap is on the valve cover. That's good. Radiator hose. We got a belt. We got the generator. We got a fan. And on this side of the engine, we got a coil. We got our distributor. There's something neat about that distributor I'll show you in a minute. Fuel pump with filter and glass bowl, all complete. I see the deluxe heater. There really is a deluxe heater on this truck. I'm not just using the word deluxe because it sounds cool. It really is a deluxe heater. made by General Motors. I see that's bypassed right there. And we have a starter. And that's a push button starter, by the way. Let's hop back down here. I want to show you this. Alright. See, there's your clutch, there's your brake, there's your gas. That right there, that's push button start with your foot. All the plug wires and everything are in place, even complete with primitive road draft tube. I'm not worried about the radiator right now, but let's just pop this off and see if we can see anything. No, I can't see anything. So, not worried about that right now anyways. I was just curious. Alright, here's my observation. I think we got a 95.6% chance at getting this engine running today here on Freeman's Garage for a couple reasons. The first reason is it is completely complete. There's the Zenith carburetors on it. It's got the distributor in it. It's got all the wires, coil, everything is there and hooked up. It's got spark plugs in it. They're probably the old green spark plugs. We'll find out in a second here when we pull them out to inspect inside the cylinders. And also the 1995 sticker on that plate, that is not rare as a Stradivarius. In this region where I am standing with my 2 feet on the ground right now, I have seen that a million times on equipment that has come out of the trees and fired up. I think that in this area, for some farmers, 95 was a good year. At the end of that harvest, they drove the old stuff into the trees, shut it off, walked away, and got newer equipment that could haul more and that can go faster. She needs a changing, but she's not overfilled, she's not low. She's sitting right where she should be. The oil does have some viscosity in it. It's good enough for us to turn over and run it. I've used oil was probably older than even this stuff probably is. We'll just have to change the oil before this truck goes out on the road. If it ever does, hopefully it does. Alright, let's start pulling these spark plugs. Let's see what they look like and see if we can see inside the cylinders. And we'll spray some lube in every cylinder. We don't want to damage the cylinder walls when we turn the engine over. Well, this is just going to blow away anyways. I'll make sure I go pick that up. Well, where can I put you? Well, I think I'll set you right there. Uh-oh. Might have a bad end on this spark plug wire. No. We'll have to deal with that later. Right now. Wait a second. Oh, the spark plug's loose, not tight. Uh-oh, somebody's been in here. Oh. Well, you're blacker than coal. Alright. Let's try the second one here. Well, no, this one's not loose. This one is in here nice and snug. I always lay my spark plugs in order. Well, you look the same. But, well, you know, we're a farm truck. We're not worried about our appearance of our electrodes and the plugs, are we? Well, you know, for performance we are, but other than that, you know, we're just trying to get the job done so we can feed America, you know. Well, okay, that one looks the same. At least they're all looking the same so far. Alright. See if I can do this without busting my knuckles. And I can. I also like to... Oh, okay. Gotta loosen it up a little bit more with the wrench. There we go. Yeah, I can probably do it with my slimy fingers. No, I can't. Oh, what's going on here? There we go. Oh, I didn't even have the socket on there. I see. Okay. Alright, get this one out. This is the 4th one. Come on out. Yeah, well, okay, well, it's again, not the greatest, but at least it's, we got consistency going on. And our spark plug wires, they are not flopping around and getting all crisscross with each other as we're taking them off, which is good. That way we won't get them all mixed up when we go to put them back on. If we don't have the correct firing order, it won't run, or won't run properly, and we'll have to sort all that out, which will take time. You know, I mean, that's just assuming that whoever put all this stuff together the last time put everything where it's supposed to go. Which, you know, coming from a farm, it most likely was put together. Most likely all this is in a working order. Or, you know, in the proper positions. That plug is really crusty. We'll hit them with a wire wheel or a wire brush, maybe before we put them back in. We might even use the wire brush that we found on the floor in the cab to clean these up a little bit before we put them back in. But yeah, those are some older spark plugs, the greenies. Yep, 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 yep. I got a little, oh come on. I got a little light on the end of this pen. Come on. Okay. Alright, it turned on. I thought it wasn't going to. It's not much light, but just enough. Hopefully here. Okay. I can see the top of the piston and the cylinder wall. Look at the next one. Oh. Oh, this is going to be kind of tough to see in here on some of these. The first 3 look good. I don't see any rust in there at all, or anything that shouldn't be in there. Looks pretty clean. Oh, look at the back there. My hip bone. That's gonna be bruised. That's gonna be bruised. The cylinders all look good on the inside from what I could see. So we're going to spray some lube inside each one through the spark plug holes. And then we're going to put the spark plugs back in and hook the wires back up. A little bit of details on this engine. This is a 216 cubic inch General Motors power plant. Now if this was a 2-ton, this would have the 235 in it. But because it's the 1.5 ton, it's the 216, which is the same engine that was in the light duty pickup trucks. Let's grab our Mouse P wire brush and go ahead and use this. Oh gosh. Oh, that's disgusting. Squish the poop on my fingers. Now, this is just, you know, a demonstration to show you that You know, Chevy, you can clean the spark plugs with a mouse pea soaked, mouse pea rusted wire brush, and it's still going to run like a top. These spark plug wires are not snapping onto the ends of the spark plugs very tightly. That one did. So that might end up being something that we're going to have to correct. Alright, now our cylinders are lubricated. Let's see if the engine will turn over. And we'll try to do it by turning the fan, because there is a belt connected to the crankshaft pulley. Well, let's see what happens. Okay, well, it just slipped. The belt's pretty loose. Well, I'm gonna push down on the belt and make it tighter, see if that'll work. Oh, engine turned over. Woo, we're in the clear there. Yep, let's turn it over. Yep, that's good. Perfect. So now I want to take a look at the carburetor. Okay, just sitting on there. Looks clean from here. Let's climb up here. Looks clean. Looks like that cap did its job. No, we're not going to worry about the throttle cable or the gas pedal right now. There's a valve plumbed in here, so you can shut the fuel off right here if you want. All right, everything's still looking good. Now it's time to put a 6-volt battery in the truck. We're going to drop it into the factory battery tray in the floor, and we're going to hook it up to the battery cables that are in there. Hopefully nothing starts on fire. I seen everything's connected on the starter end. I was peeking down at the starter while we were working with the spark plugs there. So everything should work as long as the key is wired in, okay? As long as there's no broken wires from the key switch in the dash, we should be good. And as long as nothing starts on fire, we should be good. And we're gonna use a remote starter switch at first. And if everything goes well, if our testing goes smooth, we will play around with the switch on the floorboard, the foot operated starter switch. That's going to be cool. Hopefully that works. That's one of my many favorite parts about this vehicular. Big cable should be the positive and the small cable should be the ground. It's a negative ground on these trucks, not a positive ground. But let's chase the cables just to make sure. Who knows what somebody did with this thing in the past. Alright, I see the fat battery cables connecting to the battery, and the skinnier ones going somewhere inside the frame rail. Let's just assume that, let's just assume things are grounded. And let's hook this battery up. Positive terminal to the big one. Negative terminal to the small one. We're not even trying this 6-volt battery. You can tell it's a 6-volt by looking at it, because it's just, we could test it later, but right now let's just hook this one up because I know this one's good to go. All right, there's probably no way I'm gonna do this without pinching my fingers somehow. I almost put it in backwards. Pretty sure the key is in the off position, which is where we want it for right now. You know, we don't want this to start on fire immediately. Should we see if the headlights work? I promise we're not getting sidetracked from trying to get it running. But should we see if the headlights work? I'm gonna pull the switch. You let me know what happens. Are they on? Really? Really? Holy Toledo. That one's really bright, that one's dim. See if we get any power when we turn the key on. I'm going to turn the key. There should be two positions. Alright, that's a good sign. Okay, that's all the way on, good sign. All the way to the right is where we're going to want it for starting, or for power to our ignition, and for when we run the button on the floor. Nothing is on fire. We're this close to packing our bags and road tripping to Vegas. Let's hook up the remote starter switch. One step closer to seeing if this engine's gonna bark off. Because our battery is mounted inside the cab and the floor and not under the hood here, hooking up the remote starter switch is a little bit different than it usually is. So I've actually thrown one end down under there. One of our clips here. See if I can reach in and get this. And we're going to put this, I'm going to tuck it up behind here so that we can get it into here and onto the positive terminal of the battery. Hopefully it's long enough. If it's not, I don't know, just forget about the remote starter switch and use the push button on the floor, which would be cooler anyways. But let's see what happens here. Okay, we are hooked on. So now for the other end. Actually, you know what? It's kind of pulled tight, you know, on a sharp edge. And this was my grandpa's remote starter switch that he used for years and years and years and years and years. And I don't want to slice it apart. So let's just pull this thing off of here and let's test out the push button on the floor. There, I made the decision. We're going with it. That's what we're doing. No changing our minds. Come on. I don't want to damage this wire. Come on. Oh, you're gonna be a little stinker, huh? Yeah, not worth slicing this up. Alright. Alright, so we're not trying to start it yet. We're just trying to see if we can get the engine to turn over under its own electrical power. So we're going to push that button with our foot, and we are neutral. Okay, so we're going to push that button with our foot. One of us needs to be out here to see what happens. Do you want to be in the cab and push the starter button? Or do you want to be out here? Well, okay. Well, yeah, we can do that. You're right, it is a bench seat. Alright, well, yeah, let's do it together in the cab, and we'll just listen. But before we do that, I want to try to show you real quick. You see that spring? Follow that spring down, and there's what looks kind of like a button with a small spring right there. Okay, that's what we're pushing with that little push button on the floor. There's all the linkage for it. That big spring's the return spring. Alright, the parking brake lever is kind of in your way a little bit, but alright, so this is key off, testing purposes only. Alright, hold on. I gotta move some glass and some mouse poop. Well, actually, hold on. No, I just need to be more of a man! Ooh! Turned over. Alright, it doesn't stick. Alright, now that things are serious, let's pour some gas down the 1-barrel Zenith carburetor, and we're gonna try the middle key position and the far right key position, just because you never know how somebody might have wired things. We're gonna see if which position or if both positions send power to our points ignition. We're not worried about any more of a fuel source right now other than just dumping some gas into the carburetor, because remember, the goal for today with this 216 cubic inch straight 6 1948 Chevrolet 1.5 ton farm truck is we just want to hear it bark off. We just want to hear it run since for the first time in about 30 years, as far as we know. Alright, we're going to try the middle key position. See what happens. Fire in the hole! Nothing. Okay, now I'm going to go turn the key all the way to the right. Fire in the hole! Nothing. Let's try again. Alright, middle position. All the way to the right. Alright, it's not even trying. Which tells me that we must not have any spark at all. Oh, well. Some of these wires are a little, as they say in Canada, janky. Well, let's see what's going on underneath the distributor cap. I'm gonna try not to knock a bunch of dirt in here. Okay, what's it look like underneath? Tolerable. and the distributor itself. Try to get that out of the way. Well, that looks fine. But let's turn it over. I'll try the various key positions and you let me know if you see any spark in here. Alright, I'm gonna get the rotor out of your vision. And never mind this spark plug wire here. Hopefully it doesn't fall in front of your face. But right there, watch right there. We want to see spark. We want to see spark. I'm gonna go hit the key. I'm playing around with the test light and I just confirmed that the middle position is sending power to our ignition points. This is with the key in the middle position. Alright, I'm gonna grab some sandpaper, some real fine sandpaper, and clean up the ignition points. They might just be fuzzed over from sitting, and if that doesn't get this thing to light off, if that doesn't get the spark jumping across the ignition points, then it's either the ignition points themselves or the condenser. That's my guess. And we'll check the points too and make sure the gap is good. But for now, I'm gonna get some sandpaper. We'll clean them up and it might run. All right, I found out how to make things hard on myself in this video. I seem to have misplaced my favorite piece of sandpaper. So we're gonna scuff up the points with this cutoff wheel. Hey, you never know until you try. Well, I didn't think about this. Womp, womp, womp. Well, maybe that could kind of fit in there. I don't know, I'm gonna play with it. I'm either gonna get it with this or I'll try scraping the points with a screwdriver. Guess. Alright, well, it's starting to rain. Gosh, you done it? I'm gonna bump the engine over. I'm gonna try to get the point set up where I can adjust the gap. I'm just gonna go ahead and do that because I wasn't able to scrape them very well with this or a screwdriver. Well, now it's starting to rain hard. Story of my life. No, no! Oh, my tools! I don't think putting my tools in the truck is going to help any when the window's busted out. Oh man, my Willie Nelson shirt is getting soaked. Don't want the tools to rust. And of course, I pulled this truck right into the garden. That means if it really starts to rain here, which is getting heavy, we might be in a mud pit. The first mud bog at Freeman's garage. Alright, well, perfect timing anyways. I need a sandwich. So, yeah, let's eat the sandwich. If I wasn't jaw-jacking that whole time about sandwiches and whatnot, we probably could have gotten in this building before it started downpouring. Well, what do you know? I'm in my building waiting for the rain to stop, and there's my favorite piece of sandpaper sitting right on top of an outdoor fire pit that is indoors. And it just calmed down. The sun is shining. Alright, let's go work in the mud. Alright, we got lucky. It rained hard, but just for a few minutes, so we're not in a mud hole out here. That's good. Now, I'm sick and tired of this comedy routine. Let's get old Blue here to bark off. Alright, let's do it. And oh boy, does that ever look good, wet and shiny. That gets me excited for the video in the future. Well, it might not be the future, depending on when you're seeing this video. But we're gonna give this thing a bath. We're gonna get all this moss off. And I would like to paint it one day too. We'll see, maybe Omaha orange? All right, I got distracted. Let's get back to the task and fire this thing up. Since I found my favorite piece of sandpaper, let's just clean these points up. Alright, let's try it now, see if we get spark. Let's just try to fire the thing up, and if we don't have spark, then we will set the points gap. We'll check it. Which means if we're going to try to fire it up, we gotta put the distributor cap back on. As soon as I snap this on, I'm gonna show you that neat thing about the distributor that I told you I was gonna tell you about. Oh, come on, get on there. I need two hands. This is how the Advance works with these distributors. It's spring loaded. Alright, first start in 30 years-ish, we think. Key in the middle position. Here we go. I'm gonna wiggle the battery cables. Alright, first start, 30 years. Here we go. Come on, old Blue. You're my boy Blue. No spark. The points gap looks good to me. I don't see any reason why that wouldn't work. So I think either those points are just shot, or the condenser's shot, or both. I'm gonna dig to my coffee can ignition points and condensers and see if we can find something we can cobble together. I think we're gonna try this set of points right here. They don't look exactly like what's in there, but I think we'll be able to make it work. I mean, well, what you have done on the farm in 1948. Alright, get those out, get these in, and we'll try it again. Well, that's not gonna work. Our holes here for our screws don't line up. I guess since the old points are out, I'll take advantage of it and clean them up real good, way better than I could with them in the distributor. So I'll put this back in, and well, I don't want to lose the sandpaper in case we need it again. Back pocket. Throw these in. Oh, uh-oh. We'll throw these in and set the gap, try again. Alright, so clean points, gap set, just perfect. And I just realized that the last time we tried to start it, I didn't put the rotor in. So, yeah. Yep. Call me whatever you like. I earned it. Alright, as it's looking like it might start raining again, first start in about 30 years, we think, yeah, key, middle position. I don't think I need to repeat key, middle position, do I? We're about out of gas. Alright, here we go. Come on, old blue! It's not even trying. Alright, I'm going to throw this rusty old condenser in. I never threw it away, so I guess if it was in a coffee can, it must be a good one. Let's try it. There we go. Whoa! What'd I drop? I don't think we needed it. Alright. Here we go. First start in 30-ish years. Mystery condenser. Yeah, key middle. Alright, yeah. Oh, I don't want to block your view. Alright. Come on, old blue! Oh, I'm so dumb. Forgot to put the rotor back in again. Why didn't you say something? You're standing right here, man. Alright. First time start, 30-year thing, rotor. And if it don't work, we're gonna go to the parts store. New coil condenser. Alright. Alright, let's throw more gas in. Yeah! Let's do it! We actually had lost power going to the condenser in the points, and I jiggled the key in the cab and got it back. So let's try again. First start, 30-year. Ah! Come on! All right, fine, that's it. I'm gonna go where the people are. I'm gonna get a brand new set of points, a brand new condenser, and I don't think we need a coil, but if points and condenser don't do it, then we need to dig a little bit further, but I've got a sneaky suspicion the 216 straight 6 will. We'll fire up with the new parts. I'll see you in a little bit. Alright, back from the store of parts. The threat of rain is now gone. Let's open the hood back up. We're going to throw the points and condenser on. We're going to fire this thing up. How many times have I said that? Seven's the lucky number. Let's do it. I guess I didn't unplug the battery or turn the key off. Got shocked. You telling me I left the key on that whole time? Oh well. Moving on. The comedy bone. It's time we have a talk. Points don't fit. Here's what we took out, okay? And then here's what we got from the store of parts. Why didn't I take the old one into town with me? Nope. There was a little bit of a miscombobulation when the parts store said, oh, well, I can't get back past 1950. And then he finds, oh, 36 through 64 or something. And then we look at a couple different things, and I say, oh yeah, that looks just like mine. I didn't want to do this. I didn't want it to come to this, but we're gonna have to do a little bit of cannibalization. There is basically an identical truck to this, a 48, but it's got the big motor because it's got a 2-speed rear end and it's a 2-ton, and it's got the grain box. It's complete hoist. It is a functioning farm truck that goes to work every day, and we're gonna pull the points and condenser out of the distributor on it. I didn't want to do this because what are the odds of me putting them back after we get this started? Well, I'm just gonna have to hold myself to it. We'll get this engine started, and then I'm gonna put the points and condenser back in the truck that they came from. Oh, yeah. I'm not going to show you the truck. Oh. Suppose I need a screwdriver and a 1/4-inch wrench, right? I'm not going to show you this truck because, well, I'm not ready to show it to you. It's a surprise. It's another rig in the Freeman's Garage fleet, you know. So, yeah, I'm just gonna pull these parts. We're gonna do it. We're gonna get this job done. Alright, change of plans. Let's just put the brand new condenser on with the old points. It's gonna work this time. Guaranteed. I'm putting the new condenser in the old bracket just to keep as much of the older pieces and parts as possible. Now, as long as we don't drop this little tiny screw, we're gonna be done here very soon. Ah! Ow! Horsefly bit my hand. Made me go like this and smash my elbow into the radiator. Alright, we're almost done here. Almost done. Almost done with our fun under the sun. It just made me think of this song. We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun. Alright, I'm gonna bump the starter. Trying to get our setup here to set our point gap. Oh, we're looking good. I think we're just gonna go with this. Pretty good looking gap. If we ever did see one, we'll put our rotor on. Alright, let's get our cap on. Like so. I don't think we're forgetting anything. Put a little bit of go juice in. Oops. Well, that was honestly way too much. Alright. Just kind of, once it starts going, it starts going. Alright. I'm not going to say anything. Let's just do it. Fire in the hole! Yeah! It started! Yes! 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 It runs! This is awesome. I'm so happy to see this running. We're saving another piece of history. This truck's gonna go back on the road. It's gonna go back to work. Let's see if we can't get the fuel pump to suck fuel out of this can and see if this truck will sit and idle for a minute. It's threatening to rain on us again. Hopefully not. Hopefully not. Here's the fuel pump. That's a glass bowl. That's where the fuel filter goes. Pump sitting below it. Who knows if that's full of gunk or not. We're not going to worry about that right now. But that line there, that comes from the fuel tank, goes in and then goes out and up to the carburetor. So we're gonna try to break this here. I need two hands to do this. It's kind of fighting me a little bit, so I'm swapping out this ratchet wrench for an actual line wrench. That way we lessen the risk of stripping this fitting out. Got the line brake free, and then I dropped the line wrench, but we'll switch back. We'll switch to an open end wrench now for speed. Going for speed now, not strength. We're gonna put our rubber fuel line right on here when we get this disconnected, and then we're going to stick the other end into our gas can and pump fuel from the can. So I got the line off. Now I need to take this fitting off. So I got the fitting out, and I dropped that too. It's down there somewhere with the wrench. But the challenge is we don't have anything here now to put our rubber hose on. Let's take a look at the other end of this steel line. Let's go take a look at it where it goes to the tank. We might be able to put all this back together and then put our rubber line on the end of this steel line, the end that's back at the gas tank. Geez, did I confuse you enough? I confused myself. Okay, well here's where it is at the tank. Yeah, we could probably just undo it right here and put our rubber hose on. I want to get that line wrench though, because we'll probably just strip it out with this. on the thing I dropped way earlier in the video. Alright. Starting to get eaten up by skeeters now. But you know, it just makes you right in the shoulder blade. Getting bit. Just makes you work faster, you know. As soon as we find the fitting for the fuel pump that we dropped, this is ready to go. Ready to test out. We'll find out if the fuel pump works or not, and if the engine will idle. But I don't see that gosh darn piece anywhere. I rooted around for a few more minutes and ended up finding it. Alright. Alright, we're ready. I guess we'll pour a little gas down the carburetor for helpers, you know, for hamburger helper. Way too much. Hold the choke open. Well, she needs a little bit more work on, you know, just a couple things here and there. But it's going back to work. It's going back on the road. It's going to get a deep cleaning inside and out. It's going to get the full royal treatment, just shy of a restoration. But before we start hauling logs up Pikes Peak at blistering speeds, we just need to get out on the road and cruise the gravel and look out over that Advanced Design Series hood while looking through the split windshield. Ooh, I get goosebumps just thinking about it. There's another video up on your screen right now that I'm going to send you to watch next. Appreciate you. Like, comment, subscribe. See you later. I don't know why I did this. It's kind of weird. Am I weird? Well, I am weird. Am I? Comment below.